Welcome back to another Xero tutorial. In this video, I'm going to show you how to manually import your bank transactions into Xero. Now, before we start, there is one important thing I want to say. Whenever you can, you should always set up the automatic bank feed in Xero for your bank accounts. It saves a huge amount of time, it reduces the risk of errors, and also it gives you a real-time view of your available cash. But there are situations where the bank transactions don't flow into Xero automatically. And when that happens, you can still bring them in. You just import it manually. The most common reason for this is that your bank doesn't support a direct bank feed with Xero, so the automatic feed isn't available between your bank account and Xero. Or in other case, a specific account type simply isn't eligible for a direct bank feed at your bank. Another common situation is when you connect your bank account to Xero on a certain day, but the bank feed doesn't start straight away. Sometimes it takes a couple of days, in some cases even a couple of weeks. So for example, you might connect your bank account on the 10th of December, but the first sync only happens on the 22nd. In that case, you would manually import all the transactions up to the 21st of December. That way, nothing is missing in Xero. A slightly different version of this is when you switch from another accounting software to Xero and you want to bring in historical bank transactions. In another video, I'll show you how to do that efficiently and most importantly, how to get those transactions automatically reconciled. When that video is out, I'll link it for you here. And lastly, there are rare cases where you notice transactions missing from an existing bank feed. This doesn't happen often, very rarely actually. I can only remember one case like this in my own practice. Only one. If you think something is missing, don't rush to edit manually straight away. Wait 3 to 5 business days. In most cases, the bank corrects the issue on its own. It's usually just a delay in data transfer. Alright, now that you know when manual bank statement import is needed, let's look at how to do it. Before we jump in, there are a couple of rules you need to know. First rule is that you can only import transactions for one bank account at a time. That means one import file must contain transactions relating to one bank account only. If you need to import transactions for multiple bank accounts, you must split them and import the transactions for each bank account separately. The second rule is that Xero allows maximum of 1,000 transaction lines per upload. So if you need to import, let's say 10,000 transactions for one bank account, you'll need to break them up into smaller batches and upload them one batch at a time. Alright, let's jump into Xero now. First, select the bank account you want to import the transactions for. You can do this in two ways. From the dashboard, click the 3 dots and choose Import Statement. Or go to the Accounting menu, select Bank Accounts, Manage the account, and Import Statement. Both options take you to the same screen. Once you are there, read through the instructions carefully and pay close attention to the supported file formats. Here in Australia, OFX is the preferred format, but I can also upload QFX, QIF, QBO, and CSV files. You will notice that PDFs aren't allowed. In the US and Canada though, PDF uploads may be available if you bank with selected banks, so always check what options you have available in your region. Next, head to your online banking platform. Select the same bank account and export the transactions you want to import into Xero. You'll usually find this under Export, Statements, or Transactions. Every bank labels it slightly differently. When choosing the date range, be careful. Don't export the dates that are already in Xero. Because I can export OFX, and that's the preferred format in Australia, I will choose that option. I like OFX because there is no editing involved. You just download, upload it, and all done. Just a heads up, in a moment I'll also show you the CSV method. So once the file is downloaded, switch back to Xero, select the file to upload, and click Next. At this stage, you can still untick any transactions that are already in Xero. Then click Complete Import, and that's it. Straightforward and easy, isn't it? Now, what if your bank doesn't offer OFX or any other preferred file types? That's where CSV comes in. Most banks allow you to download transactions as a CSV file. Before importing a CSV, it's a good idea to look at Xero's CSV template first. You can download this directly from Xero. Let's open it. I'm using Excel here, but you can also use Google Sheets or any spreadsheet program you prefer. Each row represents one transaction. You will see columns for the date, amount, pay, description, reference, and check number. This is the Australian version, so yours may look slightly different, but the essence is exactly the same. Out of all these fields, 2 are mandatory, the date and the amount. Everything else is optional. That said, the more detail you include, the better. My suggestion is to add the pay and the description. It helps Xero recognize transactions and offer better reconciliation suggestions. But don't worry if you don't have a reference or a check number, they are not necessary at all. Now let's go back to the bank and download the CSV file. If your bank lets you choose the date format, select the one that Xero prefers in your region. In Australia, it is the day, month, year version. You'll probably notice that your bank CSV doesn't match Xero's template at all. That's totally normal. Bank CSV files vary a lot. Your goal here is simple. Transfer the data from the bank CSV into the Xero CSV template correctly. There are 3 important things I want to point out. First, be very careful not to miss any rows or mix up transactions during the process. Double check your work, and if there are many transactions, triple check it. Secondly, pay close attention to the date format. Different countries use different formats, and since the date is mandatory, it has to be correct. Third, the amount column. Money received should be a positive number and money paid must be a negative number. Some banks separate debits and credits into 2 different columns. For Xero, you need to combine them into one column, but don't forget to apply the plus sign for money coming in and the minus sign for money going out of the account. No currency symbols, no commas or other separators, just plain numbers. When you are ready with the CSV file, head to Xero and upload it. If your CSV is formatted correctly, Xero will automatically match the columns for you. You will just need to review them quickly. If something isn't right, Xero will either show you an error message explaining why it can't import the file, so you fix up the CSV import file and repeat the upload, or it will ask you to assign columns to Xero fields. This is simply where you tell Xero what each column represents. Here down, you have a handy review window for checking how import would look like. Once everything looks good, click Complete Import. In most cases, the import only takes a few seconds, but if you're importing hundreds of transactions, it may take a little longer, even for minutes. Be patient if you're importing big chunk of transactions at a time. When the import is finished, Xero will take you straight to the bank reconciliation screen. You will see the imported bank statement lines there, ready to be reconciled. And that's it. Now you're ready to import bank transactions manually in Xero. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, please like the video or share it with a friend. I'll see you in the next one.